Give it up for Vincent Colegrave.
Hi everyone. So I'm really humbled and happy to be here today in front of you. So I was a team member during the project Solar Impulse. And just to rebound on what you just heard, we had a big purpose. We had one vision, one dream. And the dream was to fly around the world with a solar airplane. So I'm sure most of you have heard about the story of Bertrand Piccard and André Boschberger, two co-founders who created it. But what I want to share is, as part of the team, how was it to be inside this project and to be attempting to achieve a first in history. And I'm just going to share a few figures to ensure that you have the right elements in your mind. So this airplane is 72 meters wide, so larger than a Boeing 747, but it has the weight of a Tesla. And it has the power of 4 scooters, the 4 engines that you see here. And with that, we flew around the world. And one of the key reasons, as well, to remain on figures, is the fact that we had an energy efficiency that was 97%. And if you compare to all the cars, most of you guys, and I came with today, here the energy efficiency is about 35%. So here you see why we succeeded to fly around the world. So in a nutshell, this is what we achieved. We took off from Abu Dhabi, we flew towards India, China, stopped in Japan, and did the most amazing moment in my life, which was a flight between Japan to Hawaii, then West Coast in the US, then East Coast, then back to Europe, then back to Abu Dhabi. And this took us a little bit of time, between 2015 and 2016. And as a team member, I'm a proud holder of a world record. It means that we flew around the world at an average speed of 2.6 kilometers per hour. So this is what we had, because we had to stop it a little bit in Hawaii. This came from a vision. We're based in Switzerland at the EPFL. So Bertrand Piccard, the explorer, André Boschberger, an entrepreneur, and they partnered, and they came and they said, OK, let's do it. Let's fly around the world. But they could not rely on companies that were willing to build the plane. So they had to raise money and to create a team. And this is how it started. And we did a lot of tests, a test of training flights, test flights. We came here in Zaventem in 2011 because we flew between Switzerland to Belgium, then Paris back to Switzerland. We flew to Morocco. We sent the plane to the US, and again, we did test and test and test. And this allowed us to understand how we could maybe succeed to do what everyone thought was impossible, that we're going to crash, that whatever was going to happen to this plane that was depending on weather conditions. And one of the reasons why that we were like a team that sat together. This is a debriefing after a test flight in Abu Dhabi. All of us together, no matter if we were engineers, if we're people who were like recording what we're doing, if we're a technician, if we're meteorologists, if we're people from communications, our partners were here. And that's the only reason why we're bound together and we're all waking up every morning, early sometimes, close to 1 a.m., to go to the airport and try again and again. And this is why we were able really to go and fly around the world. And this is one of the steps we did in India. And we're all together super happy to get the plane safely back home. But one of the reasons why as well we succeeded is because we had kind of a Houston center, which was based in Monaco, the Mission Control Center. And there we were running simulations. And this is where data was super interesting because we're gathering data from the weather, data from the plane, data from air traffic controllers, whatever, to find the right hole where we could fly between clouds, between storms. Have you seen what happened yesterday here in Brussels? The weather can be a bit tricky, and this is what we need to avoid to be able to land safely somewhere where we're targeting. And the man you see in the middle is Raymond Claire, who was our mission director. And this person was key because he was really the one driving the team. And we're based in Monaco. The plane was flying above the Pacific. And Laila, my colleague that you see here, was Capcom. And this is where the human part is key, because she was the one talking to the pilot and ensuring that everything was going smoothly while he was alone in the cockpit. But it was as well possible thanks to our partners, because again, one of the luck we had is that we had no money. So if you have no money, you are creative. So we went and we partnered with people not coming from the industry, and here I'm giving an example of my current employer, Solvay, who brought technologies for lightweighting, for batteries, and brought the best engineers in the field. We had as well the chance to work with Google, and you see something that I guess I will never get again in my life. We had a homepage promotion. We're on the homepage of Google, and you see what Solar Impulse make history. And I can tell you that everyone in the team was so happy about that, and this is a screenshot I took at that time. This picture, to me, is one of the best ones. It's when we accomplished the real first of history. We flew between Hawaii between Japan to Hawaii, and André Borschberg in the cockpit flew during 5 days and 5 nights, 120 hours, and I can tell you that that was really difficult. And that was really where we had to prove that we could achieve something that no one had done before, and that where we had no one who could really help us, but to give us ideas. And here just a picture of myself doing a nap in Oman on the airport because I slept 20 minutes during a 3-day period, because this is what we had to pull out if we wanted to make it possible. And that's my only memory I have from Oman. So this is really something where we had all of us to give the best. And again, the goal was really to spread the message. And here, being here in Brussels, we worked with a Cartoon-based Belgium agency that allowed us really to try to spread the message further, because we really wanted, through all this team, and I'm super proud of showing you this picture because those are the people who made this round the world happen, and I can tell you that we're still in touch and we're still thinking about a lot of things together. And I really wanted as well to conclude with this image, and this is not something that you've seen a lot. We have, Bertrand and André have a badge of the Antoine de Saint-Exupéry Youth Foundation, and with a yellow scarf of the Little Prince. This picture was taken in JFK in New York, because we really want to show that our goal is really to spread the message and embark towards young generation, to show that what is impossible is possible. And let me conclude with the quote that we're using from Jules Verne, saying that what is impossible remains to be achieved. And this is really something I wanted to share with you today. This is what we achieve, and I hope that will support you in your journey and that it will allow you to dream big and go for moonshots. Thank you very much.